Hello, everyone. It's another episode of Love, Life, and Energy. My name's Michelle Chung. Today, we're going to dive into a topic that seems to happen every year as the weather cools down, and it's called cuffing season or seasonal relationships. You might have heard of it. It was a completely brand new thing to me when I was in Barcelona. I'm going to share a bit about that. But what is it about those colder months that makes people crave relationships, even if they're short term? Is it biology, psychology, or just social media hype? So today we're going to explore the psychology behind these seasonal relationships and unpack what it means for you and talk about how this phenomenon might be affecting your love life or affecting your chances of dating. So grab your favorite cozy blanket, a cup of tea, whether you're on the way to work or at the gym or having an amazing life out and about. It's time to get real, so we're going to get into it right now. Welcome to Love, Life, and Energy. I'm Michelle Chung, and I'm passionate about all things love, manifesting, relationships, woo-woo stuff, health, and wellness. This podcast is your go-to sanctuary for personal growth, designed for busy, career-driven women who are ready to embrace their highest potential and not settle for an average, ordinary life. Let's grow and manifest your dream life together. What is cuffing season? So again, I had to do some research on this. Wasn't quite sure on this terminology. Back when I was dating, there was really none of this, all this new lingo out there. So I had to do a bit of research and check out what it means. So basically, the definition of cuffing season, it's a trend where when autumn or fall and winter come around every year, people start having an urge to nest, be a bit cozy, locked down with a romantic partner, even if it's temporarily. Why do we do this? I guess it makes sense. The colder weather, there's longer nights, you want to be cozy in bed with somebody, you're indoors a lot more. And when you're indoors, and I know that a lot of people went through this during COVID as well, when you're stuck indoors, you have those feelings of loneliness, that feeling of being alone, and it becomes even more obvious that you're not with someone. And I know how this feels. I went through it myself. And I remember when I first got divorced and I got separated, that feeling of I can't stay at home. I can't stay at home by myself. I don't want to be alone. I can't just stay on my own all the time. And that feeling of that loneliness and just not wanting to be alone, it drove me to constantly go out and be outside. But when it's colder, we tend to want to stay inside and be in our cozy homes, in bed. And especially if you're in a climate where your holiday season is a colder season, you got your family holidays, you've got couples always surrounding you, your celebrations are around family and people who are coupled up. So you've got even more contrast of feeling that aloneness. It's like Mother Nature's saying, here's the time, here's an opportunity to find that relationship and snuggle with somebody. But is that the healthiest way to look for a relationship, especially these seasonal relationships? So I remember in Barcelona, it was the first time I'd heard about it. One of my single friends had said to me, oh, something about a seasonal boyfriend, or like in wintertime, everyone hooks up and is together for the winter. And then, I don't know, over summertime, everyone's a bit more free and they're more datey and they're more out. So it was a really interesting concept because I'd never heard of it and I'd never experienced it myself. So we're going to explore today how healthy is that, and sometimes having lots of relationships, and it gives you a lot of learning and a lot of contrast. But if you're constantly seeking that fulfillment and love and care outside of yourself, and it's always short term, this can also create negative belief systems around your self-worth or how good you are at relationships. A lot of this is always rooted in psychology and even in biology. And there's a book by Yuval Harari, Sapiens, a really thick book. We used to listen to it on road trips on the audio because I find really thick books really hard to get through, although I love reading and love books. Audiobooks are my go-to. Yuval Harari was talking about through decades of time and how humans have evolved and how we've changed. A lot of it is still rooted in a very deep evolutionary need for survival. So humans are craving closeness during colder months because it is survival. Having people around you means you have a village, a community. It's providing food, shelter, warmth, protection. Winter, especially if you were in a climate that was a lot more harsh, it's definitely the opportunity to slow down, to get into a more safe, introverted mode. But this can show a huge contrast between your summer life or your rest of the time life where you're able to go out and you're able to do your own things, to contrast that you may be feeling alone and all those times that you've deflected it now come up in your face, and it's that time that you'll have to address it. So on the psychological side, the Seasonal Affective Disorder, acronym SAD, SAD, it seems to be a real thing. When daylight increases, our mood is happy, like the sun gives us energy. We have a lot of that yang energy. We're able to go out, we're able to interact and be extroverted. But when daylight decreases, we come more into our yin as well. So our mood can dip, it can lower down a little bit, and we might look for comfort and warmth in relationships to overcome feelings of sadness, isolation, or things that we may not have addressed within ourselves. So all that stuff starts to come up. Also, there's a social aspect. So social media has a huge impact on what we think is the right thing, what we think is normal, right? They're always like Hollywood, I don't know, Hollywood, what's happened with you with all your movies. But basically this idea of the holiday romance and the winter romance or the Christmas romance, home for the holidays. And it has this romanticized idea that the cuddly winter months are for those new blossoming romances, which it very well may be. But those kind of movies tend to put us into that mind of be with somebody for that moment and encouraging, yes, that openness to new relationships, but relationships that may not be aligned with what I always say, your core values, your vision for your life, those more long-term attributes that actually give you a fulfilling, long-term, effortless, committed relationship. Holiday movies, Instagram posts, people in matching outfits, matching pajamas. So these things were constantly fed on visually in our face that winter season is the coupling season, okay? So here's a really interesting statistic though. There's a survey in 2021 by YouGov, and it found that 60% of young adults admitted to feeling more inclined to date during the fall or autumn and winter compared to summer. So it feels like everyone's out for the summer romance, but they know it's like going to be a fling, but they know there's a lot of opportunity out there. Okay, basically they're saying that cuffing season, it taps into our need for connection, but it's also important to make sure that you're choosing your partners based on your values and for the right reasons, not just to avoid loneliness. So how does this all tie back to you? If you've been feeling that pull to couple up and it's completely normal, the key is to be mindful. Are you looking for connection because you truly want it? Or are you just reacting to social pressure and seasonal pressure? I know a lot of women feel that anxiety of the holidays coming, the colder seasons coming, and not having a partner to show their families that, look, this is what I've been doing all year and I've met somebody and look, he's here with me for the winter season. There's a huge amount of pressure to have someone to bring home for the holiday season, and just be brave, stand your ground, hold your boundaries, and just let go of that pressure that you're getting from family. Sometimes it could be friends. I know what it's like. Just be strong with it, because sometimes seasonal relationships can do more damage than good. Unless if that's what you're looking for someone just being open to a relationship to see where it goes. Speaking of meaningful connections, if you are ready to move beyond those seasonal flings and manifest your soulmate, I've got an amazing thing for you. I'm hosting a free webinar, and it's how to align your energy, release those resistance blocks, and call in your soulmate. So we're going to dive into exactly those steps of how to manifest your soulmate, how to clear those emotional blocks and create a thriving relationship in any season, one that's effortless and committed. So make sure you head to the show notes, or you can go to my website to sign up. It's free. It's amazing. It's going to change the way you look at love, and it's going to completely transform the way you look at men as well. So thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Love, Life, and Energy. So remember, your desire for connection, it's totally valid. You're worthy of love, and the kind of love that is a lasting kind of love, not just for a season, not just in winter, that it's a relationship that can endure. And if you love today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, share this podcast, tag a beautiful woman that you know who needs to hear this today, and make sure you leave a review. Your support, it means the world to me, and it's going to help us reach more women, reach more people with this divine message. So until next time, thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you next time.